Hello my friends, welcome back to A Drill and a Dream. My name is Abby if you don't know me already, and I am standing here in my fixer-upper house. Someone in the comments recently said that I should stop calling it a fixer-upper house and start calling it a fixed-up house because, which I agree, it is like fixed up, guys. We have come so far and it looks so good. We are now officially on the exciting finishing touches. I'm just so happy every time I walk into this house and I look around at the beautiful painted sheetrock walls and I think back on how far we've come. It's just mind-blowing. If you're new to my channel and you don't know what I'm talking about, guys, check out my Fixer Upper Journey playlist. I will put a card up to it. It is mind-blowing to look back at nearly 2 years ago when we started. Yeah, crazy. When we started doing this house and how much things have changed, how far we've come, it is so cool to see. But today I wanted to share with you something exciting. Obviously, I'm not yet into the house, but living here. Soon I will be, and I am so super excited that I am going to have a home backup system, so whenever we get power outages, which definitely happen in my neck of the woods, I know that I have a backup system that is going to help power my house in those cases. First and foremost, I want to say a huge thank you to Anker SOLIX for sending me their F3800, this massive power station, home backup wonder, and I'm super pumped to have it here at the house. So as you guys know, if you've been watching my videos for very long, I'm a big fan of Anker SOLIX and I have several of their power stations. Throughout the span of this renovation, they have helped me tremendously with running power tools to build this beautiful house, especially when I didn't have any electricity hooked up here. Thankfully, we do have electric set up now, although we only have a couple outlets. Stay tuned, very soon we're going to be putting in more outlets, super pumped. But the great thing about Anker SOLIX's power stations is that on top of being used for countless things such as power tools, they can also be used as a home backup system in case of a power outage. So today I wanted to show you guys Anker SOLIX's F3800. This is an extremely powerful machine, and it can be used just like a generator to back up your home, but without the smell of gas, which I think we can all agree is wonderful. So if you guys remember the last time that Arthur, my electrician, was here at the house, we set up a transfer switch down in the basement. You can check out that video if you missed it. I'll put a card up for it. But the purpose of that is to easily be able to switch between power sources for my home. So typically I have it on the upward position, which means that it is taking power from National Grid, which is my power company. I can easily hook up my F3800 here to the transfer switch and pull the lever downward to power my house through the power station instead in case of a power outage. Oh my goodness. So power outages. I live in northern New York, as you guys possibly know, but we get some serious winter here. Depending on the year, it varies, but it's really not uncommon to get like several power outages a year, which is a pain in the winter. And then sometimes even in the summer, we get like windstorms and the power turns off in the summer, also a pain. But slightly less of a pain, especially if you heat your house with a electric device. So obviously, you know, heating is a huge issue. Also, like when the fridge turns off or the freezer turns off and all of your stuff starts to de-thaw, that should not be de-thawing. And that's the big problem in the summer is that because in the winter you can put your stuff outside and it'll stay cold, but in the summer you have that whole problem to deal with and your food is going bad. Big problem. And especially here because you know that this house is just kind of in the middle of the country and it takes a lot longer sometimes for power to turn back on here than it does right in town. Like right now I live in town, so usually when the power goes off, you know, the main street is the first one to turn on, but here in the country it takes longer sometimes. So it's very important to have a backup situation. So thankfully we haven't had any storms like this bad since then, but when I was little, back when I was like 4 years old, we had this crazy ice storm and we literally lost power for 13 days, I believe, and some places were even longer than that, but at our house it was 13 days. But side note, fun fact, it's probably one of my earliest memories because it's so traumatic, I guess, but I was 4, so I don't really remember that much about the ice storm in general, but one thing I do remember, guys, I was So there were candles everywhere because there were no lights, obviously. And I was leaning past the candle to get a flashlight that was on the other side. And my hair, it got caught in the candle. My hair just like went up, poof, in flames. My head was just on fire. Interestingly, it was on top of a dresser that I was reaching over, and there was a mirror right in front of me. And so I have this like picture of my 4-year-old head in the mirror just bursting into flames. So yeah, thankfully my mother was there and she was able to like stop the fire right off and really save my head and save my life. But that is just another reason, friends, why it is very important to have a backup system in place so you don't die. Okay, so let me show you a little bit about this power station. It is intense, like so powerful. When I pulled it out of the box, I was like, oh, she's big. She's intense, but also just filled with so much power. And really I was surprised by how, like obviously it's heavy and it's big. It's all there, but how easy it is actually to move it around, I was really surprised with, because on the other ones, the other power stations that I have that are smaller, they just have the back wheel, which you kind of, take it like a cart sort of thing and move it around. Because also there is the easy tow handle on both of them, which is just great. But it makes it so much easier to move around. But what's nice about this one is that it actually has wheels in the front and the back. And what I like also especially is that there's little brakes on the wheels. So if you have it in a place that you don't want it to move, you can put those brakes on and it just makes a big difference. But it's so nice because with the wheels on the front and the back, you can move it around like so. Very handy, kind of like a shopping cart. And I really appreciate that because, it's big and it makes it so much easier to maneuver. So as always, the wheels are one of my favorite things about Anker SOLIX's power stations. So much easier than having to pick it up. Although if you do have to pick it up, guys, when you tip it over, you can see that there's a secret handle so you can pick it up on both ends. Or, the smart thing is to have 2 people pick it up. But if you're super strong, you can pick it up both ends, which is really great. But I'm really impressed with how easy it is to maneuver. It's great. So the F3800 has a bidirectional inverter that supports a massive 6,000 watts of power with a 120 and 240 dual voltage output. A single unit of the Anker SOLIX F3800 can not only power all kinds of home appliances, but it also supports multiple home appliances operating at the same time. It has a massive battery capacity that provides home-like power supply anywhere. That's the other thing that I really like about it. Because it is so maneuverable, you can take it anywhere and it's just like literally the power that will power your home is just with you wherever you go. It has emergency power for your EV and you can connect your EV's charging cable directly into the 3800, which seems so handy, not that I don't have an EV vehicle, but sounds great. And you can also power all of your RV appliances with the built-in RV port. There are multiple recharge methods and it will recharge to 80% within 1 hour. You can either plug it into a regular wall charger or there's solar panels you could get or plug it right into your car. Smart temperature control helps batteries stay healthy and protected until the last charge. This long-lasting power horse is designed for 10 years of everyday use. So I wanted to show you a little bit about all of the ports and everything. There's a car socket for car cigarette lighter things, and there's 3 USB-Cs, 2 USBs right here. The display is awesome because it shows how much battery life you have left in the power station itself and also like how much is being used. I'll show you what I mean. So when I plug in my phone, it shows that it's charging and it's 2 watts going out and 4 watts. And it looks like I could be charging this phone for 9 days straight if I needed to. So over on the side, you see there's 6 regular outlets and then there's the RV and EV ports. So I wanted to show you how the F3800 can power multiple appliances. And obviously I don't have appliances in my house yet. However, I do have some in the shed here, which leads me to a really terrifying task that I have ahead, which is to clean out this shed. It literally is like the stuff of nightmares to have to clean this out. But as you know, I got a tractor recently and I want to have a place that is undercover to put it. And this, I believe, is the only, or this I believe is the best place, this side of the shed, which has all sorts of jazz in there, including but not limited to a stove and a fridge that was from the previous owner. I want to get rid of the stove, maybe just like sell it on Facebook Marketplace or something. But I'm thinking for the fridge that I would like to, if it works, so these things have been out here for the last 2 years, so I'm really not sure what's going to happen. But I would like to, if it works, keep the fridge down in the basement so I can have just as an extra, you know, if I have overload in my fridge or for extra meat or whatever in the freezer. So anyway, I'm going to test these two appliances, make sure that they work using my Anker SOLIX F3800, and then very soon in the future, I'm going to be cleaning this all out. Okay, so I got my cords. I'm still at 87% here. I honestly, truly don't know if these things like still work. Like they've just been sitting here for the last 2 years throughout all of the seasons, but they have been undercover, so we'll see. Okay, you know what I just realized? Do stoves have weird plugins? This is a weird plug-in. That's strange. Well, okay, so the fridge is plugged in right now. Okay, I'll turn that on. Ooh, she's running. She is running. Okay, the fridge is on. The fridge is gross, but the fridge is working. Yay, that is very good to know. So I can clean it out and put it in the basement for extra fridge space. But as you can see here, it's putting out 135 watts to do that, and it can continue running the stove for 16.5 hours, which is amazing. Oh, sorry, not stove, refrigerator. Refrigerator. Okay, so I guess we're not going to be able to tell about the stove because I didn't realize they had weird plugins, but I'll just have to put it on Facebook Marketplace or something and say that it worked last I knew, come and get it, kind of thing. But yay about the fridge, yay about the power station. Obviously, it's very powerful if it can continue to run a fridge, which seems like a big appliance for like 17 hours, so that's awesome. I'm so excited to be able to have this hooked up with the transfer switch, so it'll be so easy to run any appliances during a power outage with just the drop down of a switch, so that'll be great. The F3800 has been so helpful here at the house. As you know, we have very limited outlets, very limited cords that are always seeming to be strung all over the place. And it is so nice to just be able to move this power station wherever you need it. It would literally power anything that you need, you know, all of the different saws, the chop saw, the circular saw, the table saw. I've used it for so many things, and even for charging batteries, the drill batteries, stuff like that. It's been so helpful. I've even used it to charge the air compressor with the nail gun, and that has also been so handy. So I wanted to say a huge thank you to Anker SOLIX for sponsoring this video and sending me this power station. I am so grateful to have this as a backup option when the power inevitably goes out. If you're interested in more information on this power station, check out my link in the description below. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you will tune in next time to see what's going on here at the house. I just realized that we are quite literally, I know I said it earlier in the video, but for real, we are coming right around the corner at 2 years of working at this house. So very soon we will be having a progress tour video, which I'm super pumped about. And there are a lot of little things happening, all of the little finishing touches, and I am so excited to see how they all turn out. It is crazy exciting around here. So I will see you guys next time on A Drill and a Dream, and I hope you have the most fantastic day.